Okay, I used to be anti-morning basket, but I have embraced the morning basket and I'm thrilled with it. And so I'm going to show you my morning basket. This stinker is heavy duty plastic, but what's in it is even better. So let's go through some of the stuff. I do have a checklist kind of that we go through, and so I'm going to walk through it and we'll walk through this together. Okay, the first thing we have is our Bible story. We use Catherine Voss's The Child Story Bible. Love this. We usually just do inside of it, there is like the main chapter, but some of them are broken down into sections. Let me see if I can find one. Here, like A Strange Cradle. And then it gets broken down. Here's A Flight into the Desert. So instead of reading a whole chapter, we just read a section each day. And that seems to work out pretty well for us. Then the next thing we have is a devotional that we do together. The current one we're using is my big book of 5-minute devotionals of devotions. I believe that this is used in my father's world. We had gotten it from a friend, and so you use what you have. It talks about different animals and traits that the animals have and how we can relate them to ourselves. And it's pretty light, but it works for a little bit of discussion. It has not been a tremendous discussion, but it's been very well received. So we have our hymns. So my bigger kids have their own folders, and I have my morning time book here. And so I keep our current hymn in here. They have their current hymn in the front of their folders, and then all the other hymns that we've previously done. And then when we open up, we'll turn to their first hymn, then we'll turn to where the sticky note is, and then do 1 or 2 more hymns each day. And that's how we review the hymns we've done, as well as learn our new hymn for the term. And we do 1 hymn every 6 weeks. So that is what gets included in our morning time basket. Then we do recitation. I have a couple recitations here. Folk songs we don't do as a recitation. We just sing along with our folk song now and then. But these are the recitations. So we have our scripture and our poems. We do 1 poem every term, and then we do 1 psalm, 1 New Testament, and 1 Old Testament. And then in my actual breakdown, we will review all the New Testament, all the Old Testament, and all the Psalms previously done in here each week. I'm actually going to put in tabs, kind of like what we did with the hymns, so that it's easier for us to turn to. But we have the recent ones in the front, and then we have the old ones in the back. And in my actual guide here, I have what we are reviewing for our recitations. So, for example, if I find it, like here is 1 week, and so we have review. So we would do the Old Testament verses, and we would review those. Now, eventually, I think that would get kind of hard as my children go along, but hopefully it's just a way to keep kind of fresh on it. For my littles, we have separate things. We have our doctrinal type statements, like a catechism. So what is God? Who made everything? Those kinds of questions, or catechism questions. And then we also have smaller verse cards. And then we just go through these. And we do a few of them each day, and then review them over and over and over. And so I don't really add in new ones, because these are all that my the oldest one did. And now her siblings are starting to catch on to them as we go. So we just kind of review them. We may stick on one and repeat it a few times just to get more used to it. And so those are the recitations that we do. The scripture recitations we get from our CMEC. The poems you pick out. They have options on the CMEC, or you pick from your poem book for the year. Then we do our supplements for my oldest. So she has 2 history supplements and a science supplement this term. So we do the Book of Indians, we do Pegu, and then we do a Dallaire biography. So those are the 3. And so we just cycle through those each time we do morning time. Then we do a preschool book or 2. And those are usually ones that I either get from the library or that we have. There are picture books for them. And so those are in a separate basket because they're usually coming from the library, or there's something I quickly grab. Then we do our special studies book, which is a science book for my daughter. So our current special studies is amphibians. We do that in line with our nature group that does it off of the Ambleside site. So that's where we pick that. Then we have our poems, and I do 4 different poem books. We have Favorite Poems, Old and New by Ferris. We have our Mother Goose by Tommy DePella. Then I have my Bookhouse series in the nursery, and we are just about finished with that. And so that isn't always just poems. Sometimes that is a story. And then we did the Eloise Wilkins Book of Poems, and we're just about done with that one too. And then we do the term novel, which for my oldest this year last term was Winnie the Pooh. This term is Pippi Longstocking and Children of the Open Village. So we have those in here. When we finished those, we had turned to a Burgess book because those are a huge hit. So we try and go a preschool thing, a older, like actual Form 1B thing, then another preschool thing, and we kind of mix it up to try and keep everyone engaged. And that gives the littles a break if they want to go play or do something else. Then we have a few Kinderleben picks. So I have Little Folks of Other Lands. We have history stories for primary grades. And we have Aesop's Fables. And so that's another one that we cycle through. So we pick one of those each day. And so what I do is I just take the one that's at the front, we read that one, and then I put it at the back. And that's how I keep track of where I am in the cycle. Then we have our foreign language. We were doing ASL. We have switched. We are switching. I should do a different video on that. But I'm not going to right now. So we are switching to Simple Spanish, year 1. And that has been great. They have a lot of moving pieces in this. So they are informal. They have a challenge, a song. Nope, this is the series. The poem, a poster, a song. And so you do those throughout. So the challenge is meant to be used throughout each day. So we do that. The series we do each time. The poem I do now and then. Sorry. The poster we do now and then. And the song we do every time because they love it. So those are the things that we do for that. And we try and hit that a couple days a week. And then we do our picture study, which is up on the board. I have that on there. We do our solfa. We put on Children of the Open Air. Go to the next one we're on. We're actually just about done with that. So I have some singing books that I had to make up because she has another. Oh, they're not in here. Oh well. So she has another program that's not Children of the Open Air that has singing books with it. So I made the singing books. They need to go in our basket. We haven't started term 3 yet, so we don't quite need those yet. Then we do brush drying, which we'll just skedaddle into the kitchen for. Do handicrafts. We do our dance, both our song dancing and our like folk dancing. And then we do Swedish drill once a week. is what I'm going to for that. I know that that was recommended for the exercise, but my kids also just love this like online exercise for kids. And it's these two little cartoons and they just do the exercise with the cartoon people and they love it. So we do that for the majority of our exercise. So those are the main things in here. And then I also have in here my daughter's piano that she can start her morning with while waiting for breakfast. So those are the different things in our morning basket. On the back of here, I also keep a bunch of bookmarks because I have found that I generally run out of bookmarks somehow every time I do something here. So keep extra bookmarks around. And I also keep a dry erase board if I need to write something down for them to see, like a name or something that I might want them to include in a narration. I keep that in here. So those are the different pieces to our morning time and how we include them all. And so I just enjoy looking at other people's morning time basket. Thought maybe you would enjoy looking at our morning time basket, but that's our morning time basket for this year. That's the way I incorporate both my littles and my bigs into our morning time. Granted, my biggest is a Form 1B, so it's not like I have like this huge age range, right? It's pretty, they're all pretty little, but it is how I incorporate our preschoolers in with our formal lessons and how we mix it in and how everyone can enjoy it. So anyways, hopefully that's very helpful for you and gives you some ideas. If you have any questions or things that you love to include in your morning basket, I love to hear it. Include it in the comments. Bye.